Well, let's carry on. And one of the other requests that we had was from Mashi. Mashi asked about Montauk. And Mashi says to me, but he's a long-term investor and he likes the share. Well, let's have a look. Mashi, your timing is quite right because the share just turned its 40-week moving average into a support. First of all, that is positive. And I always say if a share moves above the 40-week moving average, it is positive, and if it consolidates below that, I see it as negative. And any rally below a 40-week moving average, I always say to myself, that's a rally in a share that's in a bear market. So if you look at it, Mashi, it looks like it bounced up. It's above the 40-week moving average. And if you want to have a look at the buying opportunity, that will be this first place. There you are. That will be, if the share can break above 41.13, it will give us the first technical, you can almost say, positivity. So buy above 41.13. But I will say, I will use this moving average, and that is sitting at 36.68 as my stop loss. And what's my targets to the top? 48.39, 50.37, 57.47, and if it really takes off, 64.73. At least it looks like the share is making some higher lows. There's a low, there's another low, there's a little bit of a higher low. Some guys will maybe see this even as a double bottom. So it looks okay, but remember, if you say that it's a double bottom, that means only above 57 Rand, this double bottom will be confirmed. Well, let's have a look at Barrick Gold, and that is Joe. Joe asked us about Barrick Gold. And let's have a look. So, if I look at the share, and remember the gold stocks are favorites, and there was an old inverse head and shoulder that I showed, and that played out to a T. Well, it's almost like the techno stocks and the big fangs. Look at this rally. I mean, from $15 from the 9th of March to $27, that's almost double in a matter of 7 weeks. So I think what happened is, when the Fed and all these big institutions, Federal Reserve banks, started to print money, people went in and buy the tech stocks, and they bought gold for a protection. And the tech stocks they're chasing because that's momentum, and they get the money from almost nothing for nothing. The interest rates are probably minus, so if they gain 2 or 3 or 5%, they're quite happy, and as long as the world are buying them, they're smiling. But at one point, they'll probably lock in some value. But if I look at this share, Joe, the only thing that you can do now is you need to chase momentum. I think you're too late. If you wanted to buy it, you either had to buy it when we showed this inverse head and shoulder a while back, or I think right when it turned this 40-week into moving average. That was a nice move. But I mean, look from there. It just rallied to the top. In actual fact, I will give you a little bit of a note of caution. If it drops below $26.80, I will be a little bit nervous on the stock because I believe it can maybe give us a little bit of a pullback. If we can maybe see, I just want to quickly have a look. Somebody asked me about, yes, Newmont Mining. And if you look at Newmont Mining, I mean, this is one of the bigger mining companies in the world. And if you look at this stock, same thing, rallied to the roof. And I think it was Peter that asked me about Newmont, but doesn't matter. This rally is almost, you can say, fantastic, just too good to be true. And look what happens. And I want to show it, and we can show it many a time. There you are. If it starts to rally away from this 200-day moving average or 40-week moving average, because this is a weekly chart, it always gives slight of a pullback. And even there, look at it. If it rallies like that, it will come back eventually. So even there, it rallied up and it came back. So unfortunately, I'm nervous about these stocks. But of course, Newmont Mining will only worry us about below $63.40. Above that, the momentum is up. And believe you me, above 68.17, it can probably go to 70. So there's just no way that it can stop. So let's have a look at Boeing. Boeing, there you are. Let's have a look at Boeing. There's the big one. And I just want to turn this request around. There you are. Then I can see what's the next ones to do. Well, if you look at Boeing, and that was Solly. Solly asked about Boeing. And I think Solly said in the email, he said, listen, Frans, I missed this boat completely. I thought that the market is going to go and fall on a heap. And I'm looking for a stock now to buy. Now, Solly, if I look at Boeing, I think Boeing is actually reflecting the true economy. And some of the banking stocks as well. But if you look at Boeing, yeah, I mean, we had this ugly low at 93 during March, let's call it that week of the 16th March. But at least it's trying to lift its head. But what worries me is, have a look here, Solly. If you look at that line, and I want to draw it in there, it briefly went below that, and it's trying to find support above this line. So I'm still a little bit nervous on it. So I will then use the following. I will move that up, and I say it must at least break that line at 155 or even at 167. And I mean, if you are a little bit eager to buy the stock, and I'm not keen on buying stocks. I know the Fed is keen because they're buying with printed money, and unfortunately, old Frans cannot buy with printed money because then he buys with monopoly money. And I think if you want to chase the stock, and I want to say that, chase the stock, because if the rest of the market is going to come back, it's going to come back with a vengeance. So, Solly, if you want to buy it first or nibble at it, 133.20, and I will just nibble at the moment because I don't believe that this market can just carry on rallying. I mean, if you want to buy it above 133.24, make use of a stop loss of 118.24, and your target will be 155.75 and maybe 167.75. I see they want to cut some jobs there, but look at the stock. I mean, this stock is trading at levels that you saw last in 2016. I mean, it wiped out, and this is an important point. If you are married to a stock, remember, you're always just married to your wife, but I mean, if you are married to a stock, it can wipe out all the gains that it took almost 3 years to make up in a month or two. So it just shows you, if the fortune turns against some of these stocks, it can really turn to be ugly. So, Solly, yes, stick to your stop loss, but Boeing is definitely one of those stocks that reflects the terrible economy. Let's have a look at, I mean, the favorite of the favorite, and I discussed this stock again, and Mohammed asked me about it, and he said, Frans, can you maybe just have a look at Amazon? I want to buy it. I feel like I must buy the technological stock. Let's have a look here. Amazon rally all the way away from the 200-day moving average. I think we are so close. We're at the 2486. I mean, we are just so close to that magical 2,500. It can easily go there. And what happened? I mean, it tested this high the other day, and it just rallied all the way from there. So, Mohammed, unfortunately, if you want to chase it, you can chase it. But I'm going to give you this as a stop loss if you want to chase the momentum. And there you are. I'm going to really give you a tight stop loss. If it breaks up above 2486, you need to chase it because you want to chase momentum and you feel like you need to buy it. But I will make use of a stop loss of 2,413 because look at this company, and I mean, everybody is in on this company, and the reason being is that everybody believes that the era of internet buying is just with us, and it's going to stay with us. I'm just a little bit nervous, but I mean, look at the stock. From 2010, when it was $124, it's sitting at 2,400. Fantastic performance. I mean, this is what you call a beautiful company with a beautiful stock. But on the other hand, I hear that their price to earnings ratio is close to 130, and that's expensive. That means everybody believes that the management must just perform, they cannot make mistakes, and they must just print money. I'm a little bit nervous here. Let's have a look at Uber. And Ethan asked about Uber, and he wanted to know what is my story about Uber, and he said he wants to buy the stock even if he needs to hold on a little bit and he needs to wait. Well, let's have a look. I mean, there's the 40-week moving average. It just turned it into a support. Same story, the low was 21, it's at 33. Now, if you want to buy for the long term, you've got either one of two strategies. Ethan, you must either buy it when it gets back to this 40-week moving average, so you buy at the 40-week moving average, or you need to wait for this break above that resistance line, and that is sitting at $38.20. So yes, if you want to buy it above that, you can chase it. For me personally, I will wait for at least this 40-week moving average to be tested again, and then I will make use of a stop loss of $29.70. I'm a little bit nervous. Well, let's finish off with Ahmad. Ahmad asked about Apple. And I just want to see, where is Apple? Where is it hiding? There you are, there you are, there you are. Apple, there you are. Let's have a look at Apple. I mean, same story here. Beautiful rally from $223 all the way up to $317 on the brink of a brand new high at $326. And look what we see here. Every time that you see this rally away from the 40-week moving average, it pulls back. I'm a little bit nervous. Same story here. And I think the NASDAQ is running like you can't believe. And Apple, of course, is a fantastic company. In actual fact, I heard that they've got enough cash to buy out South Africa. So if it carries on like this, I mean, Apple must do us a favor. They must just buy us out, and then we can work for them. Let's see if we can rush into a last chart, and that will be the gold index. And that was Akbar that asked me, the plenty Indian guys tonight. Akbar asked me about the share, and quickly, the index, it rallied away, making a lower high. I don't like it. And Akbar, be careful below 4,416, then the gold stocks can maybe pull back. They had one fantastic rally, and I think you may be too late if you want to buy it. Well, thank you for watching the show, and please visit us at www.fransdeclair.com, and thank you for all the tweets and all the emails that we find regularly from you guys.